basketball in the rain, with no clothes on. This is for you. I know Jesus saves. I wish he'd save us from this podcast. I know he looks after you and me, but I wish he'd take us far away from here.
Pew, 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 pew. What up, everybody? Shout outs. Welcome to the It Doesn't Matter podcast, IDM. I'm your boy, Shorts. To my right, my guy, Oath Man, Boo Sherab, the main dog.
Holla.
What's good? One love. Shout outs to you. Holla, 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 holla. We got our guy, JP Flaim. IDM has dubbed him the nicest junkie for a reason, because since the inception of IDM, JP Flaim has been nothing but the most supportive of the four junkies. That's nothing against the other junkies, but JP has been our dog, our day one dog since the beginning. So shout outs to him. This finally wraps up the month of Junekies tonight, so we're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get into it. Let's give a shout out to our big time P1s.
Yeah, let's do. I'm sorry, dude. I'm all over the place tonight, dude. I'm very stressed out.
Relax, dude. You're good, man.
Okay. All right.
When Oathman is stressed, Shorts is stressed.
All right. All right, let's go.
All
It's
right.
time for our big
Shout outs
time
to-
P1
Hang on.
shout out.
Wait for Snoop.
Shout outs to AJ McCown, Alex Davis, Brendan Cooney. Shout outs to Brendan Smith, Brent Wenzel, Brian Altman, Brian Busties. Shout outs to Chris Pertel, Spence, Danny Loudermilk, David Slat, Don DeMarco. Shout outs to Ernesto Ladown, Craven Moorhead, my guy. Shout outs to James Faz, Jason Adams. Shout outs to Jen Montana. I like the way you work it. No diggity. Shout outs to JP Flaim, who will be here in just a couple of minutes.
Holla.
Hang on. Shout outs to Kevin Smith, Korean John, Chris Stein, Kyle Kogan. Shout outs to M_Jizzle, Matt Broderick's, Matt Starcheck, and Matt Starcheck. Shout outs to Max has a 1-inch penis, Peter Rosencrantz. Shout outs to Reggie, Ron Mexico, Scope, and our guy, Instagram.com/Brad Paints This. Check out his artwork. He's been selling commissions on behalf of the IDM listeners
Hell yeah.
in the past couple of months, so he's doing well. Happy to see that. We support you guys if you support us. Shout outs to Sean Kibler, William, and Lubomir. That is our $8 tier. That's what you guys get for subscribing to It Doesn't Matter on Patreon. For the $8 tier, you can subscribe for $12 if you just want to support the boys. You want us to do well. You want to see these struggling artists do well.
These artists.
That $12 tier is right at the bottom. Or you can just throw us $5. God damn. Throw us $5 because we're working hard. We're grinding every week. We're trying to pump out good ass content. So love y'all. Subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/IDM pod. Dang.
Good job, dude.
We got to hook up our guy, Mike Cook, right?
I think I'm gonna throw up. Yeah. Let's
What is that about?
I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. We'll get into it. But yeah, let's give a shout out to our guy, Mike Cook. You want to go ahead and go ahead and drop his new smash hit, dude. People are loving it in the streets.
Yeah, dude. So if you guys are new to IDM or you tuning in for the first time in a while, look, Mike Cook is our guy. Mike Cook has sponsored our show since the beginning. Mike Cook is what we would call a dog.
A dog.
Okay. And Mike Cook is the best plumber in Northern Vagina. I see him outside on the job site all the time. I'm telling you, he does great fucking work. So let's give it give a quick tip of the cap to our guy, Mike Cook.
In northern Virginia, where the sun always shines.
Shout outs to Mike Cook of Money Mike's Plumbing. Mike has owned and operated his small business all over Northern Virginia for the past 20 years. He gives free estimates in person or over the phone. No job is too big or too small, so give Mike a call. And if you mention IDM, they'll hook you up with a 10% discount just for supporting him and supporting the show. Mike does commercial and residential work. He does large jobs or small, and he's licensed and insured. That's important. You don't want a fucking fake ass, mark ass, trick ass bitch coming out and hooking up your mom's pipes. You need a fucking pro. I see him on the job site all the time. I promise you, he does great work. And our dogs, the IDM dogs, can attest. They're rolling in the past couple of weeks. People are using Mike Cook left and right because they know now. They believe us. We've been promoting him for a year. He's been promoting us. They believe us now because they've seen him do it in person. Mike Cook does great fucking work. So hook the man up. Call Mike Cook at 703-501-1926. I can already see the guys responding. Korean John says, can vouch for his work. Matty Bumpo says, Mike Cook cleaned the fuck out of my pipes last week. Great job. Very affordable. Love Money Mike in that way. So there you go. Mention IDM for a 10% discount. That's 703-501-1926. Bam. Let's go.
All right, let's do this, dude.
Hit the music, Dukes. Hit the music. All right, we got to welcome on to IDM, the belle of the ball, John-Paul Flaim, the nicest junkie. I see him scrambling for something. What up, JP? How you doing, man?
What's up, boys?
Thank you.
Look at this. I'm scrambling for a Surfside vodka drink because I'm on IDM.
Dude, we got Tipsy JP tonight. Nothing would be better than Tipsy JP.
Yeah, you texted me that you wanted Tipsy JP, and I said that I had an IPA with the boys after a terrible round of golf, which I finished right around 8:15. So we hit the 19th hole, very cliche, and had a beer, and then I realized I hadn't eaten since 11 a.m. So, yeah, might as well keep it going.
Who are you playing with?
Today I played with my buddy Giovanni. You might have met him on the New Year's party. Kind of a random group today, a very diverse group. I played with a fellow Puerto Rican, my pal Jimmy, Giovanni, Italian, and Kareem, African American. He used to be the entertainment director. Used to be the entertainment director at Hollywood Casino, so I met him years ago and has become a good friend of mine.
Your guy who was at your New Year's party, who has the black-owned beer business, what's his name again? That beer is so good.
Oh, my pal Sean.
Yeah.
Sean Taylor. He's actually named Sean Taylor, like the former Redskin.
Number 21, shout-outs. No, what was
Black
the beer
Viking
called
Brewing.
again? Black Viking. Yeah, that shit's awesome.
He's done very, very well for himself. I'm not sure exactly when he started the company, but it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. And at first, they were just in one beer and wine store where I lived in that neighborhood. And now he's expanded and just continues to grow and grow.
Are there actually were there Black Vikings? Or is he just appropriating, Nordic culture?
I don't think there are Black Vikings.
I'm joking. I don't want to get you in trouble,
He's
JP.
appropriating
I'm sorry.
Oathman.
No Black Vikings except for like Randy Moss.
Right. Chris Carter.
Yeah,
right.
Speaking of Black Vikings, let's welcome our other guest to the show, our guy D Woodz.
Oh shit!
Let's go, Casey!
Oh, there we go. That's a surprise. Didn't know.
Listen, I could not have you be on here, and I'm not on here with you. Come on, I love you. Let's go.
Yeah, last time we surprised JP with Rom, and it wasn't JP's favorite episode. Yeah. JP, I don't know if you heard yet, but I think that's going to be a staple on the month of Junekies. We're going to surprise a random junkie with Rom, and last week it was unfortunately cakes, and it didn't go very well. So hopefully Dee Woodz knocks it out of the park tonight.
Yes.
Well, what's weird about Cakes and Rom's relationship is Cakes has run over Rom's foot in a parking lot before. However, Rom has stayed in Cakes' hotel room many, many times.
Very
And
weird.
Cakes will say he doesn't want that, but deep down in the subconscious, he must want that because he's allowed that. Like Rom has never slept in my hotel room. I don't know that he's ever slept in EB's hotel room. D, has Rom ever slept in a room with you?
No, but you know
Careful,
what?
careful.
He actually offered me his hotel room one day when I was there for a poker tournament, and he said, "You can stay with me." I go, no.
Right. So what does it say
hold on.
about Cakes? He's a nice guy, but deep down in the subconscious, he must actually
He wants
like
it.
when Rom stays in his room.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have that type of love-hate relationship with Rom. Right? Did he stay with us in at Sup Dogs?
Yeah, we were talking about this like a week or two ago. So Rom, he's so fun to be around, but he can be a straight shooter to the point of being an asshole. And we were in Greenville, North Carolina, down there for Doggy Jams.
Yeah.
This was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. I was still pretty early in my relationship with my vagina, and we're all sitting around in one of the hotel rooms. It's like me, Othello, Valdez, my girl, and then Rom in front of everybody just randomly points out, like blurts out, he goes, "By the way, when did you get so fat?"
What a dick.
Like, fuck you, dude.
You know,
Was that-
what
Rom's an
I say
interesting
about Rom
guy.
is like he's a genuine guy, but he's also an asshole. But like he always pushes it to the brink. Like he knows where that brink is, and he tiptoes that line all the time.
Yeah, D, I don't know if you know the story. So it's about probably 10 years ago, maybe even further than that. So I've been married for 12, almost 13 years with Jess. So it was right around when we got married. And one weekend, Rom calls me. He's desperate to do something. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And Jess and I happened to be getting together with like 3 other couples that we were friends with, and we were going bowling. And so he annoys me to the point of inviting him to go bowling. I don't know if I can say I was inviting him because that wasn't my intention, but I gave in and said, "Hey, we're going bowling with all these other couples that live in the neighborhood. Just be cool." But one of the other couples was an African-American couple, and Rom just always dives into his shtick like he doesn't know my guy Peter. But within like 10 minutes, what do you think he gets into, D? Can you take a guess?
Interracial porn.
Yes, he probably showed like
not interracial porn. He just starts
like
bringing up the size of Peter's. Right, exactly.
Yes, small micro
penis, Right, I got a small one. How big is yours? And my guy Peter's like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to explain. He's this guy that we met because he was a blackjack player. He's a card counter.
American Jack.
But here's the crazy thing, right? So my ex, she loves him. Every time she always asks about him, even to this day, she'll go, "Have you talked to Rom?" I'll go, he's a zero. Why are you asking about this guy?
Well, dude, D, so I got married to Jess in 2012.
Yeah.
So we had known Rom for maybe 3 or 4 years at that point. I don't know exactly when we met him. I'd have to read my own book. I don't know exactly when we met him, but 3 or 4 years.
Chapter 21.
Chapter
21.
Yes, but she was so amused by Rom. She actually said, "You should put him in the wedding party." And I said, "Are you crazy?" I was like, "He's okay. First of all, he's not a close, like lifelong friend, which most of the groomsmen were." I was like, "I'm not putting him in the wedding party. Like that is just to be invited to the wedding, that's a big deal. For him to be on the periphery, like I'm not putting him in there." Like she just thought it would be funny. And it might have been funny, but it would have been risky. And I said, "That's too risky."
So did he speak at the wedding though? Did he like give you
not at my wedding.
Good. All right.
Yeah, you can't. That's too risky. You can't give him a live mic in front of family members and close friends.
Listen, I love. It doesn't matter. These guys know I listen to a lot of your shows, but I don't listen to every show. I'll be honest. I did not hear Cakes on the show with Rom. What was the dynamic that didn't work?
Oh, dude.
I don't know. Maybe the kid running around all out of control. I don't know.
I mean, I can break it down for you. It was a 3-minute appearance. So Rom pops up on the screen. Cake's a surprise. He's a little annoyed, but he's playing it nice. And then Cakes tells a story about how Rom beat him in table tennis, and Rom busts out his ping pong paddle and just starts hitting this figurine that he has on his table, and you can't hear anything anybody's saying because he's just repeatedly hitting this figurine on his table.
It's like a clip clap, clip clap, clip clap.
And so we had to tell him to stop, and then I think he got yelled at by what's her name, Babushka. He got yelled at by her. Yeah. Very, very sweet girl. And then on a live mic, he's like yelling back to her while Cakes is like trying to tell us a story. And then he goes, "Sorry guys, like I gotta go. And then that was it. That was the appearance. So
let me ask you guys. So Shorts and Othello, when you were just a listener of the Junkies and you got to hear Rom on the show, what was your favorite thing about it? Do you have a memory? Like, I love the story of Rom, and I put this in the book, of how he lost like hundreds of thousands of dollars because he went to the bathroom as he was doing insider trading.
What he doing, like penny stocks or something like that, that?
I don't think he was doing penny stocks.
Yeah.
He had hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he could have cashed out and had a profit of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he went to the bathroom, and when he came back, he had lost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The Wolf of Rom Street.
So to answer your question, all right. So Rom, I started at the radio station back in like, I don't know, 2008, 9-ish, somewhere in there. So Rom was like really just forging his legend, right? But the one that sticks out in my mind, and you guys actually, well, okay. he called in from like Japan or something like that, and I believe he put these Japanese fellows on the phone to call into the Junkies, if my memory serves me correct. Yes. And it was just a very funny classic bit. But
yeah, I always love listening to Rom, because hearing Rom on the Junks, this was before I was like comfortable. I mean, I was probably still in high school. And I wasn't at a stage where I was like comfortable making fun of myself yet, so like hearing a dude on the phone with you guys, just like, talking about how you guys are his heroes, and kind of like, just kind of letting himself be the butt of the joke was, I don't know, it was refreshing. It was cool to hear.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, I've always liked Rom.
Let me commend you guys. A year ago, during the month of Junekies, I believe when I was on the show, I said it'd be nice if every once in a while you guys did the show sitting in the same room. So I know this is not necessarily a regular bit, but I do think you guys being in the same room, that's pretty cool.
Hold on, JP, hold on. 2 weeks ago, they were sharing the same headphones. my mind is blown. Othello had his in one ear and Shorts had another ear. I was losing my mind.
Dude, you're not the only one. Just, I promise you, the comments will agree with you.
Yeah. It's okay though. It's a work in progress, dude.
No, I mean it's been look. We've been piecing this thing together for a year now, a little over a year, and it's been there's been ups and downs, obviously, but look, how many people do you know that can just randomly start a podcast, self-produce it, do all that shit all themselves, and then make it all work every single week, like twice a week? So we're always going to work hard and try to fix our faults, but yeah, there's a lot of faults.
Yeah, look at our silly banner, dude.
That's wrong.
Silly.
Yeah, dude.
Let me tell you something. That's way better than the first the Sports Junkies poster board, which EB's wife made for us in 1995.
That's awesome.
Our first ever cable access show, she made a poster board for us. We put it on an easel, and there was like a desk and just a flat blue background in the back I had a Charles Barkley jersey, and I don't know, EB maybe had some sort of jersey, so we had 2 jerseys in the background, and we went. It was terrible. So yeah, that's actually a professional banner. Somebody spent money on that.
Yeah, our guy Spider Clamp, listener of the show, man. Shouts to that guy.
Shout outs. But yeah, I mean, it's always a work in progress. But anyway, so look, now that we're all here, guys, let's tackle the world's problems. Reparations. You guys for or against?
All right,
that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm on the line. Talk about reparations.
If they're coming to sons of Puerto Rican Italians, I'm for it.
Dude, should we start with the so I mean last year on the Month of Junekies we had like a staple bit that we ran by like each of you guys. And I think what we've done with each junkie this month is kind of go through a best of shorts on the job site. JP, you're familiar with shorts on the job site. Dee, I don't know if you are. Shorts has a.
I've seen the video. Yes, I'm
okay. All right, so you're familiar with it. JP, you haven't seen the video. No, you listen on.
I mean, I've seen.
On your phone.
Yeah, no. I've seen videos for months. I don't know how long. How long have you been doing shorts on the job site? Probably about 10 months.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah,
probably close to a year that you've been doing it.
All right,
so I've seen a lot along the way.
Let's just play it, and you can react and see what it's like to be one of the viewers on our YouTube channel. Towards the job site. Just a random clip.
Well, I love the nickname, the Gordo Fail.
Yeah, that's my guy. He sucks. Fuck that guy. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
If you went in on a scale of 1 to 10 shorts, 10 knowing a lot, 1 knowing nothing, where are you at now? Because you started at a 1 knowing nothing.
Oh, I was a -3 before. No, now I'm like a 6 probably.
Yeah, nice, so I was going to ask the same question. Like, why are you so afraid of the tools in all these videos?
Afraid of the what?
The tools.
Oh,
why are you so afraid of the tools?
Dude, they're so fucking scary. Have you ever held like a fucking dude, some of these like nail guns and framing guns, they're like shotguns.
Yeah.
And they have like such thrust. And the first time like you use them, they like jolt you back. It's jarring. Like it's fucking scary the first time you do. Also, I gotta state for the record, I'm a giant pussy, so
okay.
That should be taken into account also.
This is a good freeze frame to stop on. This is
that you work with the Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
They're probably
the Mexicans, yes, JP, the Mexicans.
Yeah.
They're probably from different places like El Salvador, Guatemala, maybe some
Bolivia.
From Mexico. Have you gotten to know them in the last year at all to identify their ethnicities?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. A lot of the guys that we work with, they're actually shtick aside. They are what the fuck are they? Guatemalans. They're Guatemalans.
Yeah, I was going to guess from El Salvador, Guatemala.
Guatemalans, and I think they call each other Chapin. That's like a Guatemalan word.
Othello, go back to him trying to yes, go back to him trying to jackhammer. That is
yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, they work hard as balls. A lot of them started building homes back in Guatemala when they were like, I don't know, fucking 12 or some shit like that. Like they've been working their entire lives for real. Like they work their balls off. So they're like the best guys to have around. And they put me to shame every single fucking day. And all the time, they're always like busting my nuts. They're like, hey, Chris, You cansado, which means tired. They're always asking me, like, the day just started. They're clearly busting my balls. Like, they're going, "Are you tired?" Because it's 10 a.m.
All right,
And they're like,
so Shorts. If I say Vanaki, do you know what that means? Do they ever tell you Vanaki?
No.
You don't know what that means?
No, what
Come here.
It means like, yeah.
That means come here. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm making it up as I go along every day. I have no idea what they're talking
He just learned what the word urina means the other day. It's urine for those who don't know out there.
Do they still call you the Gordo Fail?
Oh yeah, that one guy does for sure. That one,
Is he a looker?
Is he a looker?
Like, do you ever fire back? Like,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, he fucked me up. Actually, this week. That's why. Okay, so I won this. I don't know if you can see this. It says Employee of the Week.
Employee of the Week. Look at you, Employee of the Week.
Here, let's see it. Hold that up again.
Yeah, because
that's like official, dude. That's real.
That's a legit certificate. No, the guy who calls me Gordo Feo fucked me up this week so bad. So I hit him like about 2 months ago. I devastated him with a zinger because Othello's been telling me I got to fire back at them. It's like the only way they'll respect me. You know, so like they're very. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but they're very in the 1990s with like their humor. You guys can probably guess what that means, but this one guy's been like busting my balls for literally like 10 months in a row now. And Othello's like, dude, you've got to fucking like hit them with like zingers. Otherwise they're going to like walk all over you and disrespect you. So about 2 months ago, I was on the job site and this guy, the guy who dubbed me Gordo Feo, which for people who don't know, means fat, ugly. He asked me for a can of spray paint and I go looking in the truck and I go, do you want like what color? And he goes, any color. So I go in the truck, I find a can of spray paint and I go, yeah, this one's perfect. This will do. And I walk back over there. I toss it to him and I go, here, your favorite color. And it was pink. And
hell yeah.
And it fucking wounded him. Like it was in front of his guys. Like he's like the master of his like crew. And I big dogged him in front of all of his fucking guys. And I'm telling you, he brought it up like a week later. It stuck with him, right? So fast forward to this past week, past couple days, I didn't realize how badly this thing stuck with him. This guy was like waiting in the lurch, not the Jason Bishop, but he was waiting, like biding his time just to try to get me back. So I had to drop off like, I don't know, like a pallet and a half of concrete. And these are 80-pound bags. Now I'm thinking with me and like 4 Guatemalans, we can knock that out in like maybe 15 minutes. I didn't realize I showed up to the fucking job site. This motherfucker took him and the Guatemalans out to get lunch for about 5 fucking hours. And I had unloaded that shit all by myself.
Bastard.
Brutal. He fucked me. So that's what earned me Empleado of the Samano, Employee of the Week, or whatever.
Samano.
Hey, D.
Yes.
Are you wearing a bib? What is going on with the
no?
What you got going on?
No, so this is my high noon pouch, but I got things packed in here. I got my beers in here for tonight. It keeps it all cool.
All right.
Are you wearing
it's blocking your bit season sweatshirt, so it's like you need to move that to the side.
I don't know if you know this right now.
I'm no fashion aficionado, but it doesn't look good. It's disrespecting bit season.
I'm sorry.
Just take it
off.
off.
Okay. It's okay on IDM. We're beefing with bit season right now, so it's all right.
Oh, what's the beef?
You know what? We don't want to get into it. It's not good for you, I promise.
They're mad at a certain host of IDM for a certain call into a morning show.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yes, somebody may have said something.
I'll be honest, Schwartz. If you had to grade your call on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give that call?
It was a 1.
It was a 4. It was a 4. It was a solid 4.
Dude, that's fake. Dude, them crushing his call is fake news, man. We played it. We replayed it on the show. He had zings prepared. They were just mad about, the touchy subject that Shorts should have, figured out a way to dance around. But I don't think it was a bad call.
Well, so I think the call was good. I just think that Shorts, of course, you guys should know better. Like it was like you can't say certain things. And
you're sandbagging us as the bit season representative. I know what you're doing, D. You're not invited back on IDM anymore.
No, I'll give you my take. I don't even care about the content part of it.
Yeah.
They may be upset about the content. You overplugged.
Yeah,
you
sure.
overplugged.
Yeah. That was a mistake.
Let's say the call was a 7 out of 10, which is generous. It doesn't matter too much, so it bumps it down like 2 spots every time. We would probably say, "Hey, Cakes is coming on this Friday, or EB's coming on this Friday." I can't even remember, or Bish is coming on this Friday.
It was Jason.
Whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
We probably would have done that. You could have slipped it in once, and I don't know. I would bet if we listened back to that call, you probably dropped "it doesn't matter" 6 times.
Yeah,
it's overplugging.
For sure. Yeah. It was a mistake. It was bad strategy on my part. I'll definitely look. I've been reviewing the footage and looking at the tape. I'm going back and I'm preparing for next year. I'm basically ROM at this point. Like I'm trying to retool and prep for my next. I hate calling into shows. I'm never good at that. And what Drab said was right. He was like, come in there with an angle, fuck them up, say something that's gonna catch them off guard. And I was like, well, I kind of did. But maybe I went. Also, didn't know that the mayor of DC was calling in, so my bad on that. I apologize. That was bad timing. But yeah, I'll retool for next year for sure, and especially.
So Shorts, I was asking the question why you're familiar with the guys? Why are you nervous or you have angst about calling in? You just be yourself. They know who you are. They enjoy you calling in. Just call in and just do your thing.
D, I've got nervous angst about doing this right now. I don't know if I can walk you into my brain and how it works, but there's always nervous angst no matter what I'm doing. So, but no, it's always thrown me. JP, you definitely don't know this, but I'm sure you've heard this before. It's always thrown me when you hear 4 different voices coming at you from 4 different directions. That fucks me up. I get shaky voice and I panic and I go, look at my notes. Oh, my notes are not good. They're definitely not okay for 2024. All right, fuck it. This is over. Let's go. Pull the ripcord. We're gone. All right. That's kind of what happened.
I got you.
And then, we'll talk about this on the Patreon, but Drab went on Dukes' show and doubled down on trashing Shorts. So
first of all, I'd like to say, and I don't want to get too in the muck on this, but okay, never mind. I shouldn't say this. I probably shouldn't say.
No. It's on your brain. Say it.
Look, Drab recapped what I said, and it seemed to come off worse than what I actually said. I'll just put it that way. Is that fine?
Okay. Yeah.
And I think it was actually worse than what I said. And whatever. Let's move on from this. It's time to pivot. I'm learning from my call. Valdez told me. He said, "You fucked us. You fucked us." And I said, well, "What do I do when they ask me a question? I just wanted to answer the question." And he goes, "You pivot." So I'm pivoting. Let's move on to something else. Let's go. Here we go. All right.
Okay. Cool. Can we go through real quick? We're not going to call them what we normally call them, but we got some super chats in the house. Our guy Matt Starcheck, and Matt Starcheck with a $4.99 super chat. He said, "Happy Friday, boys. What's up, dude?" Richmond John, our guy Richmond John, IDM sponsored by the Porch Report. #vote red, blue, green. Yeah, check out his Porch Report on Twitter. We get size for those.
Can I say something, Othello, before you move on from Richmond John? So I'm new to Twitter, and I see Richmond John's Porch Report. I know it's a bit. I don't get the bit. I never know if it's serious. I'm like, what's happening right now. Is he serious? Is he doing a bit? I can't understand it.
I think he's just.
I think if we broke down his porch report and we put it side by side, for lack of a better term, your cigar report in the car,
it's
similar.
Okay, all right, I got you. Okay, all right.
It's similar.
I got you.
It's a dude pontificating. I don't think it's super serious.
Yeah, okay, definitely not super serious.
But some of them are.
By the way, have you guys watched D in the car with the cigar? It's such a baller video that he does.
Before Othello says yes, he's going to be. I'm gonna stop him from lying. I know that Shorts does. Othello, no.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you doing that. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I'll check him out after this.
He won't. He won't.
No, but I think what Richmond John does, he does like a meta bit where he like kind of walks the line between what he actually thinks and mocking other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what he does. Yeah. And go ahead.
Richmond John, I love you. Don't send me a text that you're upset about anything I said. I love you. Jesus.
And our guy Ron Mexico says, "What up, dogs? What's up, man? Thank you for joining the show, dude." Yeah, so we got a couple bits planned for tonight, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what do you want to get into? You want to get into your bit that you prepared?
All right, so
oh my God.
Look, JP.
Listen. I don't want to get canceled. Don't show me somebody that used to be a guy that's a girl. Don't do that. Okay.
Hey, why would you say that live on the show? I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you getting canceled from?
No, because I already know. I know how their bits go. I watched the show.
I know. What are you?
They're bit. Hold on. By the way, JP, they are bit season. Drab and Valdez are not bit season. These two guys are bit season.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Now, I mean, brother, like, well, you know.
For the record, last thing I'll say about this, I know that question was a little racy, but Jason loved the question. He did. He answered it. He was so enthusiastic, and he was like, "What else you got? Give me more." And then we asked another one, and it was a little bit too far.
I'm just joking. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up a touchy subject.
No, it's all good, dude.
I'm sure you didn't.
By the way, when Jason says, "What else do you got?" he's trying to get it over as fast as possible and wrap it up. All right, let's be real.
Yeah,
I just want to let you know what I'm going to give you the Bish Bucks code.
Yeah.
It's 9:56. Let's go.
That means I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, it wasn't a compliment. Okay, all right,
guys, we're gonna mobilize.
I don't know if you've ever been in a meeting with Jason, but years ago when we were at WHFS, and I actually agreed with him on that, we would have to have a weekly meeting on Fridays. Well, in particular on a Friday, when you finish your show and your morning show, you just want to get out of there, right? But the program director wanted to have a meeting, a creative meeting, and Jason would say often, and he was correct, no small talk. Because in a lot of meetings, people start asking, what are you doing this weekend? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like 15 minutes have passed and you haven't even talked about whatever you're supposed to address in the meeting. So when Jason tells you what else you got, it's not that he's intellectually curious. He just wants to get it over with.
He's like, let's go. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm with him 100%. He's so right about that, like the small talk aspect. Like, I remember like working at the Fan, and I used to hate those. There were so many dumb meetings, like with like half the office involved. Like, there's like 30 people in a room around a conference table, and literally everybody's just nothing's getting done. Like, nothing's getting done. And I realized that I learned a hard lesson after this. I realized you cannot say that to the guy who runs the entire cluster of radio stations, because he's not going to get the joke. What are we doing at all these meetings? It's a giant circle jerk. This is a waste of time. And he was not sized. I never got promoted.
We had a meeting. You'll probably get bitter about this week. We had a meeting this week. We've been doing the radio show for 28 years. And we had a meeting this week with CK about how we were going to attack the football season.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for 28 years.
Oh, right.
I think we know how to
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Well, he's big time now. He's like the big boss of like the whole like sports.
No, there were
department for the
some
entire
things about
company.
like, do you want to have this guy on the show? Do you want to have that guy on the show? That it was a value, but like part of me was like, we're not rookies.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's a weird question to ask, I guess, but
Yeah. Let's not bring up guests though.
What
Don't
else
get me
you
started on
got, boys?
Feinstein, dude.
Let's get it. Let's go. What you got?
All right.
What else you got?
No, no Feinstein talk, dude. He's going through a rough time right now. All right.
Yes,
what do
he
you got?
is. Yes, he is.
All right, Shorts. The floor is yours.
all right, JP. And Dee, obviously you can participate too.
Sure, appreciate
If
it.
you, and in fact, maybe you guys can raise your hand if you want to answer this, but some of them are very host specific. But we're gonna play a little game of true or false. And if you don't want to answer the question, that's fine. But I'm going to ask them. It's nothing weird like what got my call dumped out of the podcast.
Okay.
So this should be totally above board. But JP, true or false? You would have beat EB's ass when he leaped over the console at you if you'd known it was coming.
I'll say false. I think it'd probably be pretty even.
Ooh.
Really? Even with your boxing training?
I mean, he's probably 60 pounds heavier than me. So it kind of depends on what happens. If you wanted a true match.
He has to cut weight.
It'd be you and Cakes, which would never happen.
No, but I
Cakes
also think that like
Cakes and I did like when we did our Junks TV show, Jimmy Lang had come off The Contender. And we did a bit with Jimmy Lang where all four of us kind of trained with him. And then Cakes and I sparred. And I hit him one time and he did not like it. Like we were sparring. So we had headgear on and everything. And like he talked about it for months like it was the hardest hit ever. Cakes is one of the softest people I've ever met. He's great. But like he always talks about his perfect hands. Like that guy. If you remember, we did the Turkey Bowl. He had more freaking padding and wrap. Like you couldn't even see any skin or like face because he had a helmet. And he had, huge shoulder pads. And he had every pad known to man.
He's not about that life.
I guess I was going to ask like JP, but don't you think that like at some point you would go, this is my best friend or a guy I grew up with? Like, I think that you guys wouldn't have fought. You're like, I think Eric acted in anger, but at some point you go, I love this guy. I'm not gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. I mean, I wrote about this in the book in a chapter called Brothers Fight. So EB and I in particular, the psychology of EB and I is we played one-on-one sports together more than any other friend I ever had growing up. So we played baseball in my backyard, one-on-one soccer when we were little kids, baseball, one-on-one. I'd pitch, he'd hit, he'd pitch, I'd hit, whatever.
Right.
And then we had a couple fights like when we were 10, 11, 12. But you have those unwritten rules, right? You never punch in the face. They last for like 30, 45 seconds, you're pissed. And then 5 minutes later, you're good and you still want to hang out and play. And when we had the goofy fight on the air, if you call it a fight, like, he got bitter and he jumped over the console. I still had my headphones on. I'm sitting down. It was basically he tackled me and we basically like hugged each other essentially. It wasn't like any punches thrown.
Right.
10 minutes later, we're good. Like, we're fine. And then,
Brothers fight.
The station has to do a certain something because
you can't
an incident happened.
Right.
Nobody would have wanted anybody to be suspended or not. Like, it was a joke. We're fine. Like, I say, brothers fight. Like I don't know if you have brothers, but I had a brother growing up. You'd fight. You're still good. It's fine. And EB and I are probably the closest to brothers of the four, like in terms of the dynamic.
For sure.
And so I think the competitiveness we had in sports growing up, we played a lot of one-on-one hoops. We played tennis, like I said, soccer, baseball, all that stuff. Now it's just stupid arguments. And then you want your argument to win. And so then I'm more of we have different fighting styles verbally. I'm more of a logical, try and win with facts and evidence. He's an emotional. He'll go to low blows and, call you a bad name or whatever. Or you suck versus like fact. And so then, but that can irritate, right? If you bring up the facts, it can irritate the person that's coming emotional. I mean, truth be told, that's my marriage. Like, I'm this way and my wife's different. That's kind of how most marriages are, right? One person is this way and the other person that way. It's balance.
Well, that's also too, and this is why you guys are so great and have succeeded for so long, especially in the last 10 plus years or so doing sports specifically, is that you guys have such a great dynamic between the four of you, but that represents sports so well. And that, like, especially today with like the introduction of analytics in like the past like decade, right? Like, there's so much of this like a dynamic in sports where people go, oh, well, it doesn't matter what you think as long as it matches with the math or the science of the game. But then there's also an emotional standpoint of a lot of fans.
Can you follow what I'm saying, D?
It's a bunch of word salad. JP, I'm glad you said I tuned out like 20 seconds ago.
All right, I'll take this L.
But to answer your question, and maybe this fits in to answer your question, like, because I am logical and evidence-based, like, if EB and I fought, I think D's got it, right? EB is bigger than me. We're small. So move on to what else you got?
What's the next question? Let's go.
All right.
What else you got?
True or false? The Junkies would have released some variation of a greatest hits anthology by now if it weren't for the fear of being canceled. Meaning, like, I think like you guys could make a ton. False. Okay.
False. Why false?
I think the reason why we haven't done it is probably we're lazy or not smart enough to realize that we could sell something like that.
You could sell a shitload, though. I mean, it would be incredible. Like, yeah, but anyways, okay. You answered the question.
Like they should put out like a CD or like a cassette tape?
Dude, they could put out like a whole fucking hard drive of like MP3s or whatever of like, Jesus, I'm so shook by like the last like 2 minutes.
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I know that you've put out you when you were at the Flan, you put out like a post. It was like the Junkies, like classic clips or something like featuring Dukes, right? And there was a bunch of F words, not the one that we can say on the show, but the bad one.
All the bad ones.
Yeah, so that's probably where that question comes from for you.
It's like
you've gone through the past, and you've seen how different.
Well, you could just easily edit that out. Like, I'll be honest, and my book was truthful, but there were certain things I wasn't going to write about.
Yeah,
I'm not. The four of us are not stupid. So if we put out an anthology, we wouldn't put in things that are going to get us canceled.
Yeah, but what about like when you guys are retired and you've got nothing else to lose, Because I feel like there would be a fuckload of people that would be really into that. Or no, it's just like a complete non-starter.
I think so. Non-starter.
Yeah. All right. True or false, JP? It's the pandemic. Look, things are weird. People are doing Zoom shows. You can finally admit it. You got caught with a sex swing in your Zoom background and tried to pass it off as gym equipment.
False. I mean, it wasn't even gym equipment. You're confusing gym equipment. My little one, who's now 7, okay, she's very active. And my wife in this house, too, I could probably, if I'm good enough, I could show you. She wanted to have a swing for our kid. Guess what? You ever been to a playground? Been to playground shorts? Kids like swings.
I don't have kids. I'm not allowed near playgrounds. It's not okay.
Were you ever a boy?
Okay. All right.
Have you ever been to a swing?
You caught, just keep it to yourself.
All right, fair enough. All right.
If it was true, I'd be happy to admit it.
Can I compound on your question, Shorts?
Yes.
All right. So, JP, will you answer truthfully?
Yeah.
How annoying is it when Bickle goes and he's doing remote shows from a hotel room? I know it annoys me. I can't stand it.
I'm definitely not on the can't stand it. I'm probably in the middle.
Okay.
Don't really care. Maybe I'm used to it.
Okay.
I don't think certain things are great about it, but
Yeah.
I'm maybe immune to it.
Why
It's
does it bug
probably
you?
better to hear from somebody like you who's a listener versus somebody
Yeah.
who's in the middle of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you
Why
say
does it bug you, D? Why does
Because
it bug you?
So
Like, I mean, be
I'm a
honest, like I
I'm a
know
radio-
people complain about Lurch clearing his throat. What the fuck
Yeah.
am I going to do about it at this point?
Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean? Like, I'm sure as a listener, it's terrible to hear it,
it's terrible.
but he keeps doing it. Like, what am I going to do? Fight him about it?
That's
Like,
been like a,
to your question is that I'm a radiophile, so I can hear it. I can hear the difference in being in studio and him being off, and I can hear him taking 10 seconds to answer a question. It's the same as somebody calling into the show. And again, to Schwartz's point earlier, you have all this noise going on in the background, and then EB is like trying to catch up to the noise, and it's like that was 20 seconds ago that he's answering to, and so if you don't listen with a keen ear, and again, I'm a radiophile, so I mean, I grew up on Don and Mike, Howard Stern, Ron and Fez, the Junks. Like these guys are the people that I've listened to and called into their shows. So I can hear all of, not Chad Dukes, I can hear everything that they say. I'm just joking, Chad, because he's gonna listen. He's gonna curse me out. He's gonna send me a text.
I promise
Chad,
you,
don't send
will
me a
not
text.
listen.
So I can hear like all of the inner workings of the show.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to it and you listen to it intently, you go, this sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, D, what are you talking about? What else you got? The fuck are you talking about?
Raw Mexico says, we hear Othello breathe in the mic all the time. Some people hate it. I find it soothing. I'm going to try to stop, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm fat.
All right. True or false, the Junkies won't all retire at the same time.
Man, that's tough. I'll say true.
Ooh.
And you guys are probably better. You guys could probably chime in, but I know. First of all, we're in different life circumstances, right?
Yep.
You guys have. I'm the last one to talk to you guys in the month of Junekies, so you
Hell
could
yeah.
probably judge on it. But I'll give you my honest read on it. EB loves doing a radio show.
Yep.
Of the four of us, I just know growing up with him, he was always into radio. Like when he was a teenager, listening to radio shows. And I think he likes doing it. He also, I don't think, wants to quit for any reason. Cakes is a go along to get along guy. So he probably would follow what the majority would do. However, his kids, he got married the earliest, had kids the earliest. His kids have moved on. So he might be in the best position actually to retire first financially.
Well, when we talked to him, he said, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm going to say Jason.
I was just saying last week he said that he's still worried about the all the college bills that he has. So he doesn't see it in his near future.
Right. Near future. But 5 years from now, those kids are graduated from college.
Right.
Jason has a kid who's already graduated college and is working, and has another daughter who is in her last year of college. And without getting too kind of specific about it, he grew up, essentially, he does have a father, but he essentially grew up with a single mother, and she passed away. And I don't know what his inheritance was, but he was the only child of that mom. So whatever inheritance it was only his.
Yeah.
So he may be in a position where he could retire financially. I'm going to tell you right now, I got a first grader and I got another kid who's an 11th grader. I need to work for at least another 11, 12 years.
Yeah. But the
That
truth
said,
is, dude,
like I said, I think EB and I, if you were to look at the very first show we ever did and you watched the TV show, we thought this was cool. It's very cringe right now. But at the end of the show, when it went to the credits, it said an EB Bic joint, which was a Spike Lee ripoff. Because you watch a Spike Lee movie, it would say Spike Lee joint. So EB and I were about starting the show. Then we called Cakes. Then we called Jason. And I think when it really comes down to it, if you wanted to do like some sort of deep dive psychology, I think that we would continue. Now, where I'm maybe different than Eric, I've heard him say this before. Maybe he said it on your show. I don't know. He wants to always have, maybe he uses the word, I always want to have a platform or something like that. I don't need that. Like, if you can get me to my kids in college and I can financially take care of myself, which I'm telling you is going to be at least a decade, I'm cool with being off the grid.
Yeah.
Then I can actually drive to Columbia, which I was supposed to go like a month ago and have beers with Dee Woodz.
I know. I never turn him down. He always turns me down. I never turn him down.
Here's the truth. Like, I like hanging with Dee, and I've been to his spot. You don't understand. Dee Woodz is the norm of his spot in Columbia. You sit in the same chair every time?
I sit in the same chair every time.
See? He sits in the same chair at the bar. He knows the bartenders and everything. And like, I like going up there and hanging out with him. He's come down and hung out with me. But the reality is, look, my wife's upstairs. She signs up our little one for every activity. Every activity. So like in the spring,
I will say,
in the spring,
we talk every week about going out to get drinks, and we have not got drinks in like a month. We're like, we're going to go out this week. And it's like, no, it didn't happen.
Mondays and Wednesdays, I got track. Tuesdays and Fridays, I coach soccer. Thursdays or whatever day I missed, it's swim. And then on the weekends, there's a bunch of events. And it's fun. It's great. And then my son, who's 17, he's on the wrestling team. Well, that's every night. He wasn't driving until recently. So it's hard. It's hard. Dee lives that single life.
Yeah. So I will say this, by the way. So I know we're joking about this. I often say this about JP. When my dad, and not to like bring this down, when my dad was first diagnosed with cancer many moons ago, JP was the first people out of my friend group to say, let's go have lunch. Let's go. I want you to take your mind off of it. And JP and I, we met up over at, I can't remember the name of the restaurant. We met up over there by where you used to live. In Crown, downtown Crown or something like that. And so JP in my eyes can do no wrong. The dude,
the nicest junkie.
The
nicest junkie.
The dude is a fucking rock star when it comes to treating people how they should be treated. So when people on the internet or on the show and they try to kill JP, I tell people, you guys have no idea the fucking heart that this guy has.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it personally in my life. So yeah. So even if we don't make it out to have a beer, I know that JP loves me and I love him. So
that's awesome, dude. JP is the reason we've been calling him the real one for like the last year, or a real one rather. But all right, so we got two more questions, and
sorry, I didn't mean to bring the show down.
No.
Dude. Real talk. That was real talk. That was good. I love that. And I'm sorry about your dad. My sister's going through cancer right now, so
I appreciate it, and I hope that she gets better.
I know.
I really do. Sorry.
No, you know how it feels, but true or false? The Junkies wouldn't change a thing about their legacy.
That's hard to answer because what is our legacy?
Your
I
legends.
can't tell you what our legacy is. Dee could say what our legacy is. You could say what our legacy is. But isn't a legacy actually once you're done? So, like, what is our legacy?
No,
how do you see our legacy?
You guys have a legacy now.
Tell me what our legacy is before I answer the question.
No, you guys are you guys are
Othello, what is our legacy? The Junkies' legacy.
He's not the guy to ask.
No, dude, I grew up on the Junks, dude. I mean, you guys were, I mean, no Diddy, but you guys were my friends when I had no friends at McLean High School. You guys are the funny group of dudes that everyone could get along with for generations, probably like 2 or 3 generations of people in the DMV area. I mean, I don't think anybody who listens to you guys and knows anything about you guys has anything negative to say about you guys. I mean, you guys call it luck.
If that's our legacy, let me hear what Dee would say. What's our legacy?
I already told you. On my birthday when we went out, what did I call you? I said you guys are legends. You guys are freaking legends.
I don't know.
Yeah. I said you're legends.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we're legends, I would not change that legacy. So true or false? Yeah. True, I would not change the legacy then. Awesome. That sounds great.
Well, Shorts, what would you call their legacy?
Well, I would say that you guys are like an institution in DC. I think it's a fucking crime that you guys aren't in the Radio Hall of Fame. I know it's kind of a running punchline on the show that EB brings up, like, why are we in the Hall of Fame? Why are we in the Hall of Fame? We should be in the Hall of Fame. But it's fucking true. It's true that you guys should be in the Radio Hall of Fame. It's true that you guys should be in the DC Hall of Fame. And they've got much lesser fucking schmucks up on that wall at Nats Park. Like, you guys are an institution to DC. You've affected and moved people for damn near 30 years now. Like, it's fucking crazy to me that you guys don't get more admiration and respect than you do.
Yeah.
Well, so
I mean, who would
true, they? I would not change it. Let me tell you what's insane, because I don't often think about these things. And I did write the book for the 25th anniversary for a reason. Number one, I wanted to make some money. Number two, it was an opportunity to reflect on everything. Right? I'm going to be real, D. I wanted to make some money. That's why I timed it up. It came out before Christmas, 25th anniversary. I didn't do it for the 23rd anniversary. Who cares? 25th anniversary, right? But when I actually have an opportunity to reflect on it, there are always a couple of moments you think about. And we start doing a show for fun. I'm in law school. EB's in grad school. Cakes is working at Toys R Us. Jason is trying to find some sort of job in sports. Like, he was the one guy who was trying to find some sort of job in sports. So he's doing internships and kind of looking for something in sports. So we start doing a goofy show. An article gets written about us. The radio station sees it, gives us a shot on the weekends. We start getting a little traction on the weekends. They then offer us the full-time job. We drive in one car, my mom's car, together to the radio station. They give us an offer. We then drive, all 4 of us in one car, to Jason's house. And we sat on the deck and we were having like a beer. And it was kind of like, are you in? Are you in? Are you in? Are you in? One of those things. Now, kind of new. I was just finishing my last year of law school, and I had decided I was going to give it at least another year. Right? So I was in. Yep. I had nothing else going. I wasn't looking for a legal job. Jason was going to be in. EB was about to get married. I think Cakes had already been married. But Eric wanted to do it. So Cakes had like this 401k. I don't know if he told you this. And it was like, is he going to be in?
Toys R Us.
And he had to talk to his wife. Like, that's the thing. I wasn't married. He had to talk to his wife. But like, that was like a moment where we could have been like, you know what, we can't go all in, or we're going all in, right? When you play poker, there's a moment in life where you got to go all in. And I was like, okay, we're all in. We're going to go for it. And thank God it's worked out.
You know, Shorts and I had a moment like that where, you're talking about being on the deck. We, when we first got the green light for the C&O show, and Valdez was going to be our producer, We were every Saturday night. You know, I remember going to Valdez's house. He grilled for us, and we were like, guys, we made it. Like, we're doing this. Like, we are the next Junkies. And then, and then I think the next week, CK moved our show to Sunday night at 12 a.m. And Valdez said, I can't do it. I got to wake up for the Junks. And then I quit the radio station like 7 months later. So that is that's the other side of that spectrum.
That's 1,000% true. God damn it.
I want to ask you a question, but I will not. I'm gonna keep it to.
All right. You can ask us on the
No. I'll text it to you.
All right. Cool. All right. What else you got?
All right. Last question. This is obviously an important show question. True or false? William Howard Taft is the only U.S. president to serve non-consecutive terms.
What?
True.
All right.
False. It's actually Grover Cleveland. He served from
that means
1885
something,
to 1889 and from 1893 to 1897.
Why don't you explain why you wrote that question down?
I really don't want to.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We were toiling over this true false thing like about 12 hours ago. No, I'm not going to explain.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay. All right.
Fuck
Cool.
you.
That's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. None of this matters.
Yeah, we're all going to die.
All right. Cool. So I mean, I don't want to keep these guys for too long.
Dude, let me tell you something. I'm single. By the way, I know that the rest of the people, they don't care. If you want me to go to Patreon with you, I'll go to Patreon with you. I don't have shit to do but sit here and watch porn tonight. So I'm down.
Dude,
I'm down to hang out.
Yeah, dude.
Dee, what do you think we do on the Patreon? We watch porn. Yeah. And then our YouTube gets hit, and then we had to spend 6 months digging our way out of the hole.
I'm down. I got at least another good 30 minutes in me, by the way.
All right. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm down to do the Patreon. I thought I was expected to do that, to be honest.
Let's go!
If you want inside baseball in my life, I'm sure my wife isn't too happy because I played golf today, and yesterday I played golf with EB's brother. I'm not even a good golfer. I don't even really like golf, but I just can't play basketball and soccer anymore because my knees are busted, and it's just a way to hang out with people. So I was in Bowie yesterday, and I did what I like to call the octogenarian tour. You know, my mom passed 3 years ago, but her friends were also my family friends. So I went and visited a couple yesterday after I played golf with EB's brother, 84, 90 years old. But I spent time with them because they were good friends with my mom, and I grew up with them as friends. Then I actually went to dinner with Mrs. Bickle at Mezza Grill at the Bowie Town Center. I got home at 10 o'clock. So, Othello, you can relate to this because you have 2 kids. I did 0 parenting yesterday. 0. Because my kid was at camp and I was gone.
Yeah.
So today, I played golf with another group of friends. And I get home at 9:20. I say hello to my wife. My kid's already sleeping. And I come and do this show. 0 parenting. So I got to step up this weekend because I'm probably in the doghouse right now.
Yeah.
So I might as well just keep it going.
Let's go!
Nice.
Fuck it! Let's go! Let's go!
Right, Othello?
All right.
Let's go! We're going to Patreon. All you motherfuckers that don't have $5, I'll pay for you. Let's go!
No, you won't. All right, guys, we're gonna head over to
Patreon. I want to get Othello's chime, right? You can relate, right? I always say,
of course,
women
man.
keep a fun scorecard, right? So I played golf.
Dude, 100%, man. And even if you're like watching the kids, it's what you're doing with them that counts. Like they'll be bitter. My wife will be bitter at me if we're just like hanging out on the back deck and they're just in the kiddie pool. She'll be like, "Why didn't you take them to the park or the playground?" You gotta be active for sure. So you're in the doghouse, but it's okay, man. You'll dig your way out of that.
All right, motherfuckers, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Tomorrow she has to work in the morning. I have to take Isabel to the swim meet. I'm the announcer of the swim meet, but I'm gonna have to step up as dad this weekend for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to keep the party rolling. You heard JP, you heard D. We'll see how long they hang on the Patreon, but we're going to keep it rolling on patreon.com/IDMpod. We're heading over there right now. We'll be picking up with a brand new ep in about 5 minutes. So we'll see you guys over there. Shout outs to everybody.
Quick, Shorts.
Yes.
Can we tease that? Because you did send me a text. I asked, what are the topics? And I don't think we've hit any. You still have a couple topics in your back pocket, right?
I see what you're doing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're going to talk about the apocalypse a little bit, for sure. Yeah, we're going to get into that. And yeah, we're going to talk about our life plans for the future because, look, there's some big things happening in the future. We don't know how things might. Yeah, we have big shit. So we don't know how to. We don't know how things are going to shake out, but we're going to talk it out. We're going to work it out on the Patreon. And we'll see how it goes. So patreon.com/IDMpod. Thank you guys for being involved with the month of Junekies. We owe you guys such a debt of gratitude. Honestly, so fucking honored and privileged. Thank you for your time, of course. And let's keep this shit
Shorts
rolling,
and Othello, sincere congratulations. You've made it past 1 year.
Yep.
You're pursuing something that you love. Keep it going, and all of the junkies are rooting for you.
Thank you, brother.
To that point, can I say thank you guys for even involving me in this because I'm just a dude with a funny voice that calls into the show.
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. We'll see you over there.
All right, players. See you on the Patreon. Peace.